Hi, hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sky, and if you are new here, here are a couple of random facts about me. I am half Serbian and half Australian. I'm very proud of my heritage. And my favourite colours ever are yellow, pastel pink, and baby blue, along with lavender. I do love lavender. Today we're going to be doing the Indie Collection tag eyeshadow edition because we know how much I love eyeshadow. This tag was created by LegallyBlackBeauty and DoseOfLolade on Instagram. I'm so sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. I've tried so many times. DoseOfLolade is all that comes out. And I was tagged by Makeup by Anki here on YouTube, so thank you for the tag, Anki. I really appreciate it. Again, I'm sorry if I pronounce your name wrong. This tag has 9 questions and you basically talk about your indie collection. So I have everything written out here. Don't look at my answers, don't do that. And let's just jump right on into it. So the first question is favorite indie palette. Now, I'm not going to stay on this for too long, I'm sorry. Sugar Pill Fun Size is easily my favorite indie palette, but also favorite palette ever. Again, not going to stay too long on this because we all know how much I love this palette. I love this palette with all my damn heart, and I hope that they're not discontinuing it because it's been sold out for quite a long time. If Sugar Pill are discontinuing this, I will write an angry email. I will. I've waffled on about it every single video on my channel, so let's just skip right through that one. Question number 2, your favorite duochrome and multichrome shadow. So we know that I had to go to Crayon for this one. My favorite duochrome, even though I believe this is one of their glitter multichromes, I only see 2 colors. This shade right here is Glazed from Crayon, and this is probably my favorite shadow in my collection right now. I'm sorry if you can hear a bell, my cat's sleeping on my bed and I will not move her. But as we can see right here, it's basically like a lavender base with a nice gold sheen in it. I don't know if you're going to be able to see the gold sheen on camera. It's so unbelievably pretty. And then for my favorite multichrome, you know I had to pick Oculus. Again, you're not really going to be able to see the shift on camera, but this goes from purple to blue to green. It looks basically like a beetle. I love this shadow so much. It's seriously one of the most beautiful things in my collection, and I want more jeweled multichromes from Crayon, please. Let me just carefully place those back into my magnetic palette because if those break, I will genuinely cry. Question number 3, your favorite indie matte and your favorite indie metallic. So, my favorite indie matte, although this question was quite difficult for me because it was quite hard to choose favorites because I love so many, and I'm probably going to be changing my mind as I'm editing this video, but in this moment, right now, right here, my favorite indie matte is Lethal Cosmetics Terminus. This is so good. It is the most beautiful berry matte. Excuse me, can you focus on the beauty? This is seriously the prettiest berry matte. It is so pigmented and so nice on the eyes. I'm actually wearing it in this look right here and I love how that look turned out. Lethal's mattes blend like an absolute dream. I could honestly put all of Lethal Matte's shadows in this category because I love them that much, but Terminus is my current favorite. And for my favorite indie metallic, I had to go with Tron from Kaleidos. Mine is a little bit squished. It's a beautiful metallic turquoise with a bit of a gold sheen in it. I have a thing for gold sheens in products. I don't know why. Like, I don't like gold eyeshadow per se, but if it has a gold sheen, I love it. Question number 4, your most unique indie single or palette. Now, of course, I have to mention my Crayon shadows right here. I'm covering up these ones because we're going to talk about those in the last question. I currently only have 7 Crayon shadows, and if you want to see more in depth about them, I did do a video unboxing all of these, but they were so worth the wait. I love them so much. They are so unique to my collection and beautiful. And I kind of made a cute little color story, didn't I? Purples, greens, and pinks. Now, question number 5, your most surprising indie shadow. Now, a lot of people tend to pick like metallic shades that are like, oh wow, I wasn't expecting that, but I'm actually going to pick a palette that I was surprised that I love so much. I bought this because I liked it, but I didn't buy it like expecting to love it. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, one of those purchases? This is the September Rose Brew palette. Now, my nails kind of match the palette's aesthetic, and I've got a coffee with me. Oh, it was meant to be. Now, just by looking at this palette isn't a normal color scheme that I go towards, like these autumnal orangey warm tones. I don't wear warm tones all that often, so when I bought this, it was so inspiring to me, and I thought, you know what, I don't have many warm tones in my collection, so I can get this palette and have all of the warm tones that I'll ever need, essentially. But the more that I've played with it, the more that I've realized, shit, I fucking love this palette. This is definitely one of my favorites in my collection. I believe it's in my top 10 in my ranking video. However, I think I would put it a bit higher because the formula on here is so good, and I love these colours a lot more than I thought I would. Like, whenever I wore this palette, I just felt so cozy, so warm, but glamorous. Like, this is kind of like an interesting neutral palette to me. I think this is really worth it. I am so shocked that I love it as much as I do, but it was a happy surprise. Question number 6, your newest indie shadow, and obviously I had to choose the Oden Alva 2 palette. I literally got this palette yesterday, the day that I'm filming this. Like, it's very new to me, and I actually did my first look with it today, which is coming in a 3 looks 1 palette plus review video. And this is what she looks like on the inside. Such a me palette. So far, I'm already in love with it, but you'll hear my further thoughts in my 3 looks 1 palette plus review video. Question number 7, a palette that you would never depot. Now, I don't depot makeup ever. I don't like doing it. I quite like keeping makeup in their packaging. That's just a me thing. Like, I mean, why on earth would I get rid of this? So naturally, I just wouldn't depot any of my palettes. However, this is a palette that I know for a fact that if I ever had to choose which palettes to depot, this would be the one that would break my heart the most, and it's the Escape Pod palette from Kaleidos. First of all, the packaging, she a thick bitch, and we do love a thick milkshake up in here, but she thick. The packaging seems like it would be an absolute pain to get rid of. Like, I can't imagine trying to get these shadows out of this packaging. Like, it sounds like a nightmare. I'm sure if you do depotting, you would probably look at this palette and think otherwise. I mean, I'm not experienced at all, but also since this was the first palette Kaleidos ever sent me in PR, it's sentimental to me, so I don't want to destroy it. Question number 8, your oldest palette or single. Now, this one was quite difficult because I have decluttered quite a lot. I've decluttered quite a lot, and I don't really have a lot of old makeup in my collection. The oldest makeup in my collection is actually not part of my collection, it's actually displayed back here. You can see a couple of palettes there and right there. Also, if you're wondering where these books have gone, they're underneath my tripod. I have the most professional filming setup. But this palette 100% is the oldest, and it stood the test of time as one of my favorites. Y'all know, I have talked about this palette for years. I think I got this palette when I first moved into this house. And that was what, 3.5 years ago? So this is 3.5 years old, although I didn't get these shadows all at the same time. I didn't even say this palette's name. This is the Sugar Pill Pro palette, where you can, you know, buy the singles, create your own palette, and you may notice this shade right here is not cracked anymore. I repressed it. I used the dry repress method from Faces by Gina on Instagram, and Gina is an absolute godsend. Like, Gina, thank you so much for helping me, an eyeshadow repressing noob, fix my flame point, because flame point did not deserve to be destroyed. You can tell that I have 3 pans in this palette, and I'm about to hit pan on this one right here. This was my first, like, proper big purchase. I believe the first shadows that I put into this palette were Flame Point, Suburbia, Buttercup Cake, and I believe Kimchi. I think those were the first 4 in this palette, so they're definitely the oldest. I mean, this palette is genuinely my baby, and I still need to fill her up. I love her, she's staying, and I know for a fact that when I eventually, hopefully, become a working makeup artist, I know that I'll definitely have another one of these on deck. Maybe not one of the big ones, I'll probably have a 6-pan. And the final question, question number 9, your most used single or palette or bundle of things. And this was very easy. This was probably the easiest question to answer for me. and it would be my Divina Sugar Drops shadows right here. So if we ignore the Cleona ones, these Sugar Drops shadows right here. They look white in the pan, but they are the most beautiful, sparkly, glittery, duochrome magic. And I don't know if you can see, but I've actually hit pan in 2 shades, these 2 right here, and I think I'm about to hit pan in this one and this one. I love these. I use these all the time on my inner corners and as highlighters as well. These are well worth it. I know a lot of brands do these iridescent multichrome sparkly colors, but these ones from Divina are definitely my favorite, and I love them. If you're ever placing a Divina order, get at least one of these shadows and see how you feel about it. I'm just a bit of a monster and I purchased the entire bundle because I have no self-control when it comes to sparkly goodness. I mean, this single shadow palette makes me so happy. It's got all of my special shades in here. But anyways, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know some of your answers to some of these questions here. You can answer all of them, one of them, whatever you feel like. I also have tagged a few people in my description box to do this video, but of course, if you already make YouTube videos and I didn't tag you, please do this video. I would love to. I'm so nosy when it comes to people's collections. I love to know everything. Full details of this makeup look right here should already be on Instagram, which is Beauty by Sky right here. Do follow me if you want to see more makeup content from me and more looks. This look is also part of a 3 Looks 1 Palette Plus review video, so that would be coming very soon. You can also follow me on my other social media. I have a personal Instagram, I live stream on Twitch 3 times a week, and my Twitter are all linked down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I would love to have you here. We have a lot of fun with indie makeup and makeup opinions and that kind of thing. It's a safe space here. We don't tolerate any bullshit. And as always, stay safe, wash your hands, and I'll see y'all in the next video. I love you guys. Bye!